self-esteem drop when I step in the room. Damn, watch it, I know that wasn't cool.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. But tonight we start Week 14 of the NFL season with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
First carry for Rachaad White. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
At the 17-yard line.
To the air with McCarthy. He gets it to Addison. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Here's Mayfield. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4. At the Vikings 45-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Emeka Egbuka, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 4. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. Coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Mayfield looks to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
To throw, Mayfield. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And again, it's Mayfield. Got his man down. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Now he's going to step up and run. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile we do have an injured player. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's White. They set up the screen. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
3rd down and 1. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 8. And the Vikings first down.
First down, here's White. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks, giving the yard up to the 42. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
So prepping for this game, I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
Throwing is McCarthy. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now McCarthy. He'll try and do this himself. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They are riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best and don't worry about the rest of it.
And he'll be out right at the 35. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
180. Regular. Hey, alert 33.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Real. 180. Hey, alert. Watch. Mayfield
down. And he's got his big tight end here. 6-0 our score after one.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a first and 10. Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. Second and 19.
Point it right.
From the gun, Mayfield. Connecting here with Christian McCaffrey. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 31 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up second and 8 at the 24-yard line.
Here's McCarthy. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Going back to the same well, it's Hawkinson again. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Brings up second and 4 at the 49-yard line.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Got his man complete over the middle. That's White. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Another catch by White. Back-to-back plays.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
2nd and a yard at the Buccaneers' 35-yard line.
They defer to White out of the shotgun.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Buccaneers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Intercepted.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Now look out! Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! Tampa Bay! Christian McCaffrey with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Vikings nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, Mark.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He'll try to pick it up himself.
And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
The Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Back to throw. McCarthy going underneath. He's got Hockenson. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. They've got his man complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there. An even 90 yards. And the Bucs continue to pull away here this first half.
All you hear from coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much to learn, so much offense to absorb. Looks like he's picking it up pretty well.
I would say so. And how about that for your first career NFL touchdown?
I don't know that he envisioned it quite that way, but if he was smart, he probably dreamed about it a little bit.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And able to get this out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Looking to throw. McCarthy. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now they'll change things up. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
A final shot before break. McCarthy. That's down the field for Jefferson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Campbell. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. That is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Pistol. Good. What? Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Stop!
Throwing. Mayfield. Campbell making the catch. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net them 23 and a first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
And credit the tackle to Theo Jackson.
2 yards on the pickup.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And the Buccaneers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Buccaneers, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
McCaffrey is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Again, McCaffrey.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Christian McCaffrey.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season.
And the Buccaneers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
On play action, McCarthy. He'll get that out to the flat to White.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They will run with White out of the shotgun. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 34-yard line.
The Vikings, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
To the air with McCarthy.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter.
Oh, the Buccaneers Down he goes.
That's Kalijah Cansey in to get him down. They need 18 yards here on third down.
Back to throw. McCarthy. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy.
And blocked down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A fourth down gamble turns into a fourth down scramble, but all is well. First down.
First and goal, Minnesota.
70 Lions. Let's go.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long game or make people miss downfield.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
His third rushing touchdown on the year and fourth overall. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27.
Vikings 7.
I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. The analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
From the 33, here's second down and a yard.
Mayfield firing quickly. It's complete. Call it a gain of a yard. And they'll be faced with a third and inches.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now in Tampa. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now Mayfield. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Bucs have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the fourth.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
And the Vikings first down.
Throwing is McCarthy. Now he'll tuck this and run. Open man, that's Felton.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24. the middle with White. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Quick throw there is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now McCarthy.
And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Going for it. Here's McCarthy.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. Showed that brute strength, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit, both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Christian McCaffrey, 51 yards. And the Buccaneers continue to pour it on here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and then try to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Running out of the gun with White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Operating from the gun. McCarthy going underneath. He's got Hawkinson. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come after this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
170 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Good.
They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
McCaffrey following the penalty. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Again, they run against McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Good. 180.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And shutting him off, now open field. Now he's into the clear again. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They run straight ahead here with White. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Bucs, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6 and 7 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5 and 8. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.